Bonjour, Rog fans. Today we're asking some very strange and weird and curious thing which occurred to us the other day. All of a sudden, I was watching a new program on the old mind control box on the horror channel called Extant, which has got famous actress Halle in it, and I think she produces it as well. And I thought, this could be interesting because she's quite a good actress. This could be a rather interesting programme. And the first half of the first episode was pretty dull, so I skipped through most of that. Second half is when it starts to actually come together, and I thought this is rather good. And then I was watching the second episode, and I thought to myself, why is Halle Berry so pale? She doesn't have pale skin. And I watched it, and I was watching more intensely there, and I noticed that they've artificially made her face really, really pale. When you compare it to the colour of her neck, which they've slightly changed, they made that lighter as well. That's much darker. Your face isn't lighter than your neck. They've artificially made her whiter, for want of a better term. Why have they done that? Is this more of mainstream's lovely obsession with this? I thought that was unbelievable. Halle Berry has never been a pale person. They're making her closer to look more like Mexican in her skin tone. She's never been. She's always been quite dark. Just look at pictures of her when she was playing Storm in X-Men or Catwoman. Quite a nice dark skin. But now it's magically really light. She's Michael Jacksoning herself. It's insane. I thought I couldn't believe it, and I looked at it, and whenever, especially when a light was shining on her face, you could see how much brighter and lighter they'd artificially made her skin. Why? It's always the opposite way around. It's always people with really, really white skin that they have to colour it a bit because it literally reflects light and it glares. Why would you take somebody with a nice brown skin, which is great on the telly, and artificially lighten it? That's really weird. I just thought that was really strange. Have you noticed that? Or is it just me? I think we should have a look at some. I think we should. We should go away and we should look at pictures of her during her career and see if it's actually true. Because it just seems so weird on that program that she was so much lighter than I've ever remembered her. But what do you think? Is this yet another one of Hollywood's fantastic? Let's promote diversity while instigating this all the time quietly behind the scenes? Or is it simply just some strange reason that they have to make people who are not white look lighter? Why is that? It's worse than that, because actually there was a much darker person on the programme, and you could see they'd actually lightened his skin as well, because his neck was really nice and dark. But his face was really, really light. Particularly around the cheek areas, it was suddenly very, very light. That's not natural. You see people with dark skin, they're dark all over. It's usually in the face, the neck is the same colour because it's exposed to the sun. Why is this? Is it just the Rog? Is he just going crazy again, or is there something really bizarre going on? Are we getting a double standard where they're telling us that we should embrace people of different minorities, which we already do, and they don't, while all the time they're actually getting people of minorities into what they call minorities, into these televisions and programs, giving them the ability to make their own programs, and then artificially lightening their skin. I've got these pictures off the old Google, copyright whoever owns them, and you can see she's got a dark skin, classic African American woman. And now as we move through this and we get into, that's how I remember her. And now, as you see, classic dark skin, moving into John Wick 3, a little bit lighter, but still the essence of her ethnicity is still very much there. And then when I started watching this Extant thing, I thought, she's getting lighter. Is this part of the plan? Is that what they do? Do they let these people promote them as being the most important people in the world, but make them change their colour? As usual, comments down below. And don't forget, it's not reality, it's YouTube.